station, AM 1240 WTAX. This is a WTAX Minute, a look at the history of Springfield's news and information station, celebrating our 65th birthday. WTAX began and ended the decade of the 70s in much the same way, with an ownership change. WTAX Incorporated became Sangamon Broadcasting Company in 1970. In 79, WTAX and its FM sister station were sold to Century Broadcasting, a division of Century Insurance. Selling price was $2,790,000. Now that's
been slipping it against Mount Zion. They only have one loss.
Cyclones have made their way onto the field with the gold helmets and the gold pants, the white jerseys, and black numerals and lettering for the Cyclones of Sacred Heart Griffin, coached by Ken Leonard. They come in with that 4-0 conference record, 4-1 overall. Their conference victories, of course, over all three Springfield schools and Jacksonville. Remaining on the schedule, Glenwood, Lincoln at Lincoln next Friday night. The following Friday night, Taylorville, and then the final game of the year, and that'll be against Belleville-Altoff. Altoff is loaded, Mike. The Cyclones best have this conference wrapped up for the playoff spot, or maybe go into that Altoff game only one loss, because Altoff can put the hurt on you.
Yeah, Altoff's tough, but, I'm very, very shocked to see such a great improvement. However, I've seen that before down there because you never know who they pull in from the east side.
Probable starting lineups for Glenwood. At center, Will Dudenhausen, 5'11", 170 junior. The guards, Brandon Moore, 5'9", 175 senior, and Joe Bershear, 6', 220 and a junior. The tackles on the left side, Zach Stone, 6'2", 200, a sophomore, and Jamie Beard, 6', 215 and a senior. The tight end, a freshman, Kenny Boyle, 6'3", 195 freshman. The wideout on the right side, 5'4", 140-pound sophomore, C.J. Logan. The quarterback, he's been there for 3 years, Ryan Ogden, 6'2", 190, a senior. The running backs, Keith Ramsey, 6'1", 190, a senior, and Caston Kirsch, 5'10", 200, and a senior. The flanker, well, they run a ton of them in there. You'll hear from Ryan Green, Jay O'Connor, David Luttrell, Scott Metz. All of them come into that wideout spot for Dan Rourke. Mike, as you look at the left side of that offensive line, Kenny Boyle, a freshman, and Zach Stone, a sophomore, and the other end, C.J. Logan, a sophomore.
Well, they've got a lot of size to him. Kenny Boyle goes 6'3", 195. He's probably about 3 years physically ahead of what he actually is, but mentally it's going to be a lot tougher. And they've got to block some tough Cyclone defensive linemen.
Defensively, they'll line up in a 4-3. The ends will be Matt Perkins, 5'6", 165 pounds and a sophomore, and Zach Pavich, 6'4", 180 and a senior. The down tackles, John Mims, 6', 200, a senior, and Todd Kelly, 6', 210 and a senior. The linebackers, Brandon Smith, 5'7", 160 senior, Caston Kirsch, 5'10", 200 senior, and Matt Nix, 5'10", 188-pound junior. On the corners, Matt Otto, 5'10", 165, a senior, Ron Streck, 5'10", 165 senior on the other corner. The safeties, Scott Metz and Keith Ramsey. So they've only got 3 or 4 guys playing both ways, and that's unusual.
Yeah, that is very unusual. He's trying to get a lot of kids playing. It's similar that we've seen at Jacksonville. He's had a little more success here.
At 15:31, Wabash.
Maybe it's time you thought about life insurance. Of course, you want the life insurance company that has consistently received the highest possible ratings for financial strength from Moody's and Standard & Poor's. Or maybe you want a life insurance company that will help you with estate and business planning needs. There's only one life insurance company to consider. The quiet company, Northwestern Mutual Life.
See Pete Bolt and Dick McDermott, your Northwestern Mutual agents in Springfield. Call 793-3900. There we go. Cyclones have teed it up. Glenwood back deep, and they'll receive it. Hope you enjoy it wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. On the near side for Glenwood is number 22, Brandon Smith. In the middle, number 28, Keith Ramsey. And on the far side, Caston Kirsch. Kirsch and Ramsey and Smith. Ramsey on the far side. Kirsch on the far side. Ramsey in the middle, back at about the 5-yard line. Smith on the near side, and Ogden's ahead of them. Ryan Wells will kick it off, and how many high school games you're going to have where the quarterback's first name, both of them, Ryan. Here they go. Wells kicks it off to the near side. It's going to be Ramsey, comes up at about the 10, drops it, picks it up. He comes right up the middle. Ramsey is smothered. He didn't get back to the 20-yard line. Keith Ramsey brought it out to about the 20-yard line. That's as far as it got. Bowen in on the tack for the Cyclones. Also Olanyu and We're underway in the football game.
Schneller in there also.
Schneller got there along with Phil Pearson. 1st and 10 for Glenwood. Here they come out of the huddle. 1st and 10 Glenwood. They move left to right as you look at your radio dial. The one lone running back is Kirsch. Slotted left is Ramsey. He's going to run the option, pitches the ball back, try to turn the corner, and nowhere to go. Cyclones got there in a hurry, although the ball carrier Kirsch gave second effort and got out to the 19. He was hit at the 15-yard line, but then carried out to about the 19-yard line. J.C. Clark for Cyclone in on the tackle. 2nd down, 3 wideouts. C.J. Logan comes to this side, one lone running back, and that'll be Kirsch behind quarterback Ogden. He's going to run the option, tries to turn the corner, pitches the ball. He's to the outside, into the secondary. May go, and he's all the way out to the 43-yard. Now they call it the 38-yard line. Quarterback Ogden has him down, one lone running back, and that's Ramsey in behind him. Run the option this way. Can cut upside. He gets out to the 40-yard line. Cole was there in a hurry, but then it closed in a hurry. Mitch Rione got there. One lone running back in behind the quarterback, Ogden. Ogden ducks under center, 2nd down and 7. Going to run the option now. He's going to throw, and down he goes. He's tackled from behind. That's Kapronica. Brian Kapronica got in and got there in a hurry. It was a play action, but Kapronica got in untouched.
Yeah, they ended up faking option. That's a tough play to run against them because their ends are coming so hard.
3rd down. Scott Metz goes wide to the left side. Deuce running back, Ramsey, and now they're going to run the option. Now he's going to throw. Batted down. It was C.J. Clark who came in, got his hand in the air. Ogden play action again, and Clark, the other defensive end, slams the ball to the turf. J.C.
Clark come in and that time he wasn't at the defensive end position. He was at his linebacker. He saw a pass. He come in and just jumped up and blocked it down. Clark at about 6'3", he's got a pretty good jumping ability. That's tough to throw over.
Ryan Ogden will punt it away. Going to stand back at about the 25-yard line. Swoboda back for the Cyclones. He's going to be step up at about his own 35-yard line. There's the snap. It's a good snap. Here comes the rush, end over end. They don't get to him. Ball's going to hang, bounces at the 40, across the 35, and going to be dead at about the 30-yard line. Inside the 30, Cyclones take over 1st and high formation in behind quarterback Ryan Wells. Gripper's the up back. In motion goes Bruni, left to right. Long count, ball at the 30-yard line. They go up the middle and off the right side. The ball carrier, Eric Wells, carries out across the 25. Caston Kirsch, the linebacker, makes the stop. Give him a gain of about 5. Gripper is the up back, and the tailback is Eric Wells. Ball on the far hash mark, 2nd and 5 for the Cyclones at their own 35-yard line. Wells is going to throw. He looks. He throws. It is going to be picked off. It is intercepted all the way down inside the 30. It was Keith Ramsey, the man who intercepted, down at the 28. That pass, Ramsey did a great job. He was all over Swoboda, and he had inside position, and they threw him there. Kirsch, the one lone running back. Now Glenwood with 3 trips out to this side, and Ogden's going to throw. Throws it out here, and it's caught and try to cut inside is the receiver, and that's Kelly Boyle, and Boyle gets out across the 30 to the 33. Give him a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Schneller come in on the tackle there. Young Kenny Boyle, the starting freshman, 6'3", 195 pounds off that state championship Glenwood 8th grade basketball team. He gets the start here. He's been starting all year. Nice catch, nice run, but Schneller comes up and stuffs it for about a 4-yard gain.
Now Ogden, turn around, says something up the middle. They go. The ball carrier, and going to be out across the 35, maybe the 37, going to be a yard short. Kirsch, the ball carrier. Cyclones in on the tackle, and it looked like Eric Wells is there. Also, Schneller was there, and John Bowen. 3rd down 2. Kirsch, the one lone running back, in behind quarterback Ryan Ogden. He'll run the option, turns the corner, pitches the corner. Kirsch didn't get it, lost 2 yards, back at the 35-yard line. That time, the Cyclones did a great job smelling it out. Eric Wells, first man in on the tackle, and also, you guessed it, Todd Schneller. Well, 4th and 3, they had about 3rd and a yard and a half, and Ogden's back, and he'll stand back at about the 22-yard line, and Swoboda is at the 35. There's the snap. It's a good one, and Swoboda is going to go, and he'll set it up, and he has to the 35, fumbles it, and down he goes, still on his feet, and down he goes, right in his track, 35. He got it. He didn't fumble it. He juggled it. Bruni to the wide side, Swoboda to the near side, 2 ends in tight, and the one lone running back behind Ryan Wells is his brother Eric Wells. 1st and 10. Cyclones their own 35-yard line. Wells cuts inside. He's at the 40. He's at the 45. He is still on his feet at the 50, at the 40. Still cuts back in the middle of the field at the 35 and caught from behind down at the 30-yard line. The man making the touchdown-saving tackles, Keith Ramsey.
Well, that's the Eric Wells we saw a lot of last year, slashing and moving and grooving, shaking and baking, and he just kept. It looked like a pinball in a pinball machine, bouncing back and forth all the way downfield. He had a super run there.
35-yard run by Eric Wells, 2 tight ends. That means it's Pete Smith and J.C. Clark. One lone running back, and that's Eric Wells, and he has it to the inside. Stutter steps and picks up 5 yards down to the 25-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. Quarterback Ryan Wells. Second down and about 5 for the Cyclones. They're down at the Glenwood 25-yard line. Pitch the ball back to Wells. He's at the 25, cuts it to the 20, runs over people, has a first down at the 18-yard line. Eric Wells runs over people, rolls down to the 18-yard line. Kirsch in on the tackle for Glenwood, and also getting in on the tackle is Ron Streck. The up back, Eric Wells, the tailback. Bruni to this side, the two ends in tight. One slot, and that's Bruni. First and 10, Cyclones, 18. Up the middle, Eric Wells, and he's tripped up down at the 15-yard line. High formation. In behind the quarterback, Ryan Wells. Gripper's the up back, Eric Wells, the tailback, and he's going to run the bootleg. He looks, he is going to run. He's down inside the 10, going to be very close to the first down. That was run all the way. Ryan, did he fumble the ball? He did, and let's see. Either that or it's first down. I think it was a fumble, and Cyclones recover. I think Mike Lyons got it down at about the 2-yard line. Well, let's see what they say. At the 5, there's a Glenwood player hurt on the play.
They gave him the first down.
And there's a Glenwood player hurt. We'll take a 30-second timeout and be back. Here comes the Cyclones, first and goal from the 5-yard line. Full house backfield. Mitch Rione now will lead the rush. They go off to Wells. Wells trips at the 5. Again, Mitch Rione is the up back. Ripper is in front of him, and Eric Wells is the tailback in behind Ryan Wells. Second down, and they give the ball to Eric Wells. He's to the outside, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown. Eric Wells powers over from the left side, and he followed the blocking of Mitch Rione and Gripper. The Cyclones culminate a 65-yard drive with 2:45 remaining in the first quarter on a 5-yard touchdown blast by Eric Wells.
Did a great job.
Cyclones go for the extra point. Skro will hold it. That'll be Joe Skro. Mike Lyons, the snapper, and Ryan Wells will attempt to add the 7th point. Glenwood will try to mess this up. Snap, placement, kick is up. Line drive, did it get there? Barely got through. It's good. Cyclones lead at 7-0. Back in a minute. Here comes Wells. Glenwood's going to try something tricky before this night's over. You can bet on it. Kirsch goes back and takes it at the 5, and he slips down. His feet went out from underneath him at the 5-yard line, and Glenwood starts out in terrible field position. They have first and 10 from their own 5-yard line. Ryan Ogden ducks under center, and Matt Mitrione is nose-to-nose with Dudenhausen. Up the middle they go, and the ball carrier nowhere to go. Forget about it. Well, the entire student body of SHG in on that tackle. Mitch Rione led the charge. Schneller was there, and they unpiled J.C. Clark and Mike Lyons. And it'll be a second down. Brandon Smith has the shoulder pads off, and it looks to be a problem with the right shoulder. Second down, and let's call it 10 for Glenwood. Back at their own 5-yard line at Ogden. It was a broken play, and Cyclones again simply demolish it.
Well, if you don't get outside the tackles, you're not going to run anything against this defense. I mean,
third down and 9. Again, Kirsch is the one lone running back. Quarterback is Ogden. Ramsey, they have double wing, and he's going to throw. He looks, he throws, and it is incomplete.
You're right. Cyclones are going to get good field position, but I'll tell you what, Ryan Ogden took one heck of a hit from Pete Smith. He just got rid of the ball, and Pete just put a wallop on him.
Don't forget, we'll have a lot of people stopping by. I invite you to stop by or tune us in on the radio all night long. Ogden deep in the end zone. Kick, flags all over the place. Let's see what the call is. And the Cyclones got to get away from it. It did not hit a Cyclone. Ball down at the 29-yard line. Now let's see what the call is. It was thrown immediately, so it's not going to be roughing. It was somebody lined up in the neutral zone. If I'm the Cyclones, I decline this. This is about a 24-yard punt. If they decide, I think it's going to be against Glenwood.
The old fan the arms in front of the referee call.
Illegal shift against Glenwood. It's going to be declined. Illegal shift against Glenwood. Boy, is this a small world? It's not a correct world, that's for sure, Marcia Clark. First and 10. Second man through is Eric Wells. Stutter steps across the 25, down across the 20, down to the 18-yard line. Wells carried tacklers with him. He was hit at the 25-yard line and ended up making about a 10-yard, 11-yard gain on it. First and 10 Cyclones, 48 seconds remaining.
That's the way that Eric Wells was running in the past last year, and he's really come back now and redeemed himself, we could say, although he's still second in the conference in rushing.
First and 10 for Cyclones from the 16-yard line. Late in the first quarter, Ryan Wells, second man through to Eric Wells. Eric stutter steps, gets down to about inside the 15, down to about the 13-yard line. Give him a gain of 3. First down. Ball on the near hash mark, and that's the end of the first quarter with the score. Sacred Heart Griffin 7, Glenwood nothing. Back in a minute. Talk and the sports writers on the radio are on the road. We're at the Knights of Columbus Council, 364. The Cyclones had total of 87 yards in that first quarter. Here they come out of the huddle. Right up the middle, and they come, and Wells is going to try to run the option. And he's caught down and inside the 15-yard line. Ryan Wells ran the option that time, but Matt Nix made the tackle. It's going to be third down. Hey, Pete Smith is in. J.C. Clark is out, two wideouts. Swoboda's going to be slotted. And Ryan's going to throw. He rolls, he looks, he throws. I'm not sure who he's throwing to. If it was Bruni slipped down, and it wasn't a kick into the wind, although the wind is stopped, it's going to be a 30-yarder.
Before every Friday game.
The snap. Skro will hold it. Joe Skro. Mike Lyons, high snap, gets it down. Kick is up. Oh, my, if it's straight enough, it has missed it to the right. He had plenty of distance, and he missed it, and Glenwood dodged a bullet. Back in 30 seconds. They have the ball at the 28-yard line, 1st and 10 after forcing Glenwood to punt from deep in their end zone, and then got down to about the 14. That's as far as it went. 1st and 10. Ryan Ogden has him down, and he goes off, and they run the option, and it's Kirch, and tries to turn the corner, and has big yardage out across the 20, about the 24-yard line. It was a lot of running for picking up 4. Eric Wells in on the tackle for the Cyclones. Glenwood had 25 total offensive yards in that first quarter. Cyclones 87. Wells 9 carries for 77 yards for the Cyclones. Second down, wide to this side comes Ryan Green. Ryan Ogden has him down, and he's going to throw. Here comes Kapranica. He rolls, he throws. It is incomplete. Intended for C.J. Logan. Cyclone defense now. Kirch and Ramsey, the running backs. Deuce backfield. Now they shift out of the pro set. Ryan Ogden has him down. Now they shift a little closer, but still in a tandem. And Ogden's going to throw. He looks, he throws. It's incomplete. Incomplete. The ball was tipped. Fans wanted pass interference, but the ball was deflected. And Cyclones lead at 7-0. 9:52 remaining in this second quarter, just underway. Cyclone shift. They look like they're going to put the rush. It's a high snap. Flags on the play. End over end. Turns it over. Swoboda at the 42. At the 45. At the 50. And down to the 47-yard line. Let's see what...
You know, what's beating the Cyclones right now are the Cyclones.
Ball right in the middle of the field. 2nd down and 7. Gives Swoboda a pick of about 3. Cyclones out of the I formation. 2 tight ends. Bruni to the top of the screen. Up the middle they go to Gripper. And Gripper tackled. He tried to make a move, and he ran into number 77, Todd Kelly. It's going to be 3rd down.
They're going to go to a passing formation.
Passing formation. It is 3rd down. Wide to the left side now will go Bruni. Slotted left will be Swoboda, and Eric Wells is wing left.
This first
3
time.
wide outs to the left side. They ran it down here on 3rd down, and Ryan's going to throw. He looks. He's in trouble. He's got to run, and he ducks inside and didn't get it. Out of bounds at about the 43-yard line, and it's going to be short of the 1st down. Ryan Wells will punt the ball away. Chatham with a lot of guys on the field. They got caught in the chainsaw like Southeast did last week. There's the snap. Not much of a rush. Wells turns it over. Going to go to the far side. And it's going to go out of bounds. And the Cyclones are going to let it go out of bounds. And it's down inside and out of the huddle. 2 running backs. And they're going to go off inside. Broken play. And Ogden might have got it across the 5 to the 6-yard line. And that's going to be about it. Pete Smith in on the tackle. Also, Mike Lyons is there. Here they come out of the huddle. Glenwood will have 1 lone running back. That's Kasten Kirch, and they are going to run the option. And Ogden, not much, out across the 5, maybe to about the 8 or 9-yard line. 3rd down, and let's call it 6. Glenwood deep in their own territory. Kasten Kirch, the 1 lone running back in behind the quarterback, Ryan Ogden. Mitrione right over the center. He's got time. He throws. It is caught, and a 1st down for Glenwood. Out to the 20-yard line.
Kenny Boyle come up with a big reception there.
1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. Ogden's going to look. He's going to throw. He is going to be thrown for a big loss by Pete Smith. Pete Smith inside the 10-yard line, all the way back at the 8-yard line. Oh my, a loss of 12.
Well, he's had Pete Smith in his face all night. Pete's been back there giving him problems. He's got a sack. He's given a couple hurries. He smacked him once well, and you know that really hurts. But you know, 2nd and a long 20.
2nd and 21. They have the ball back at the 9-yard line. Got to get out. In motion now goes Ramsey and and they're going to run the screen, and they do, and it's caught out here by Ramsey. 1 man to beat out across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 1 lone running back. That's Kirch in behind. Ramsey is slotted to the left side for Glenwood. And Ogden's going to throw, and here comes Mitrione. He gets away. He can run all night, and he's out, and pile drive at the 25-yard line, short of the 1st down. I thought he could run all night, Mike, and then all of a sudden, the hole closed in a hurry. J.C. Clark was there, along with Bill Bruni and Schneller. Mitrione was putting the pressure on him, flushed him out of the pocket. Springfield leads Lanphier 7-0 in the second quarter. Kick by Wells, and Swoboda's going to take it, fumbles it, picks it up and down at the 40. Oh, there was the break Glenwood wanted. Why he didn't foul fair catch, I don't know, Mike. Ryan Wells has him I formation. Eric Wells is the tailback. Gripper is the upback. Give the ball off to Wells, and Wells nowhere to go. I'm telling you, Caston Kirsch slams the door.
That's starting to sound like Strader.
That certainly means a lot to Dan Rourke to know that you agree with him. Ryan Wells is going to roll. He looks, he throws over the middle, caught by Pete Smith. He's still on his feet all the way down to the 35-yard line. 23-yard gain. Matt Otto makes the tackle, but not before Pete Smith picks the ball out of the air and rolls down to the 35-yard line. First and 10.
Boy, Ron Streck got hit by its freight train there. That's one thing that they've been wanting to do with Pete Smith, is he does a great job of catching the ball, but he does a better job of running with the ball after he catches it.
Cyclones lead at 7-0. Cyclone just completed a big pass to Pete Smith. Ryan Wells has him down. He's going to pitch the ball back to Eric Wells. He needs a block, cuts inside into the secondary, and then slips, and still on his feet, gets all the way down. Going to be a pickup of 8 or 9 yards. Kirsch is on the tackle. Also, Mims is there.
They are on the sidelines. They're right there.
2:25 remaining. Second down, 1 ball on the near hash mark. Ryan Wells has him down I formation. Up the middle to Eric Wells. Eric gets down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Matt Nix and Perkins in on the tackle. Matt Perkins and Matt Nix. Swoboda to the far side, to the near side. Bruni is slotted to the right side. Pitch the ball back to Eric Wells. Needs a block. They're going to get him. Thrown. Big loss. Big loss. Now the clock becomes the Cyclone enemy. Ball at the 25-yard line. Wells has him down. I formation in behind. He's going to throws it out here. Caught by Bruni. He gets down to the 20-yard line. It was a high pass. By the time he went up to grab, he lost his feet, and Ramsey was in on the cover, and it's going to be third down. Ryan Wells, the quarterback. Eric Wells is the tailback. Christian Gripper, the upback. Ryan Wells going to throws it out, and it is incomplete. Intended for Bruni, and he was well short of the first down. It's going to be about a 32-yard field goal attempt out of the hold of Joe Scrow. Ryan Wells will attempt it. The wind picking up a little. And flag on the play. 4th and 15 for the Cyclones from the 25. Now Wells is slotted to the left side. And Glenwood with 6 guys there in a prevent defense. Ryan Wells has some time. He looks, he throws. Glenwood will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line with 4 wideouts going out, and they go off inside. Now they're going to run they go off inside to Kirsch and forget about it. Might have got a yard or 2, that's all. 24 seconds remaining. 23, 22, 21, 20. Wayne Strader, who will be the guest tomorrow morning on Sports Talk. They run the option. Ogden throws, and it's out in the flat. Intended for Boyle. He grabs it.
He's got legal men downfield.
Out about the 28-yard line. And
at Bob Riding's Ford Jeep Eagle Chrysler Plymouth in nearby Taylorville, only 30 minutes away from high prices.
If you're all thumbs when it comes to lawn and garden work, you need a green thumb. Green thumb products from Newman's True Value, like the green thumb. $5.97 with coupon. It's one of the many bargains of the month. Or the green thumb 24-pack jumbo tulip or daffodil bulbs for only $5.98 with coupon. To help with that fall planting, pick up a plant bulb digger for only $1.99 with your Noonan's coupon. Noonan's True Value, where health is just around the corner. At 8th and North Grand, Springfield. Check my Sunday's journal. Pick up a plant supply with Noonan's.
Hey, don't forget Cyclone Football brought to you by The Reservoir, by Noonan's True Value Hardware. Kevin Callis, your local State Farm insurance agent. Blanco Automotive. Play It Again Sports. Sacred Heart Credit Union. Wiley. If you go up 14-0 or 21-0, you'd think this ball game may be all but over. Because Glenwood I don't think they can score 3 scores, but they can certainly score 1.
So
Here we go. Kicking it off is Kyle Frankie, number 18. Excellent soccer player here at Glenwood. Kicks, it's going to be short. One of the Cyclones will come up and take it. Head about the 15 to the 20. That's Eric Wells. Comes right up the middle and needs to get to the outside, and does get the outside 30-yard line. So Eric Wells protected the ball like he didn't want to fumble, and then all of a sudden he found a little seam and got out to the 30-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10.
Right now, if I'm the Cyclones, all I do is I go Eric Wells right, Eric Wells left, Eric Wells up the middle, and then change it off a little bit with Sabota.
Here come the Cyclones out of the huddle. Ryan Wells, the quarterback. Gripper is the up back, and Eric Wells is the tailback in the I formation. 1st and 10, and they give the ball off to Eric Wells deep, and he picks up about 5, and he's still on his feet. Fumble the ball! You said it! And Cyclones got it back. Mike Nardini, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm sorry, folks. This
Don't
is
do that. 1st and 10, Cyclones. One lone running back as Wells. One wide out to each side, 2 ends in tight. Long count, and they're going to give the ball off to Wells, and Wells looks to the outside. He's at the 45, and necktied at the 48-yard line. Matt Nix in on the tackle for Glenwood. Give him a gain of 7. Out to the 47, they're going to say the knee hit. It'll be a 2nd down and 3.
Well, that's the thing that Nick and I were talking about at halftime, is if they can start to get that ball outside around the perimeter, because what they're trying to do now, Chatham Glenwood defense is trying to pack it in, keep it from tackle to tackle from gaining any yards. If they can just get around that corner there, they're going to have a lot of success, and that's what happened at that play.
Bruni to the near side. Swoboda to the far side. 2nd down and about 3 for the Cyclones. Have it at the 47-yard line, their own 47. Give the ball off to Eric Wells. Eric Wells was tackled from behind. And now one wide out, and that's Bruni. 2 ends in tight. Clark and Smith, and it's 3rd down and 2 for the Cyclones at the 48-yard line, their own 48. Give the ball to Wells into the 1st down, secondary. 45, 40, still on his feet, 35, down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. 20-yard gain by Eric Wells. Cyclones have it at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 Cyclones, moving left to right as you look at your dial. They lead at 7-0. Gripper up the middle, a yard 2. That is all. Cyclones lead at 7-0. 9:07 remaining, 3rd quarter. 2nd down, long Cyclones. Give the ball off to Wells. Wells leads it off to the outside. To the 30-yard line. Here they come out of the huddle. Ball on the near hash mark. One more running back. He throws. It's caught. Caught by Bruni. Bruni down to the 10. He's down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. He rolled left and found Bruni, and they found the seam. Ball on the far hash mark. 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Long count coming by Ryan Wells. Gives the ball off to Eric Wells. Eric powers up the middle. Gets down to the 5-yard line.
He's been in every play. He's hanging around, and everything downfield, you still see him there.
Ball on the far hash mark. Wide side of the field of the near side. Cyclones have run off now almost 5 minutes of this clock here in this 3rd quarter going into the win. 2nd down goal from the 6-yard line. Wells is going to give off. He's going to run the option. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He got inside the 5 to the 3-yard line. Cyclones holding on to a 7-0 lead. Glenwood's not been across midfield yet offensively. 3rd down, and Mitrione is in the ball game. Mitrione and Gripper, but they have 5 yards to go. It's a long way for Mitrione. I think they're going to use him as a fake. Now Gripper shifts from the left side of Mitrione to the right side of Mitrione. 3rd down and goal, long count, up to Eric Wells, and nowhere to go, and guess what? Mims again. Cyclones lead at 7-0. Joe Scroll hold. Mike Lyons will snap it. This is a big field goal snap. High, gets it down. Kick is up, and kick is good. Cyclones lead at 10-0. 6:08 remaining. Back in a minute. 3rd quarter. End over end, kick, well, they got good field position, 45-yard line. The ball never got up, and one of the front men from Glenwood fell on it and falls on it right at the 45-yard line. I don't think you meant to do that, guys. 3 actually, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. One lone running back is Caston Kirsch. Ogden's going to run the option, and down he goes. Pete Smith throws him for a loss of 3. I'm telling you, Pete Smith has really played well. Here's a kid that didn't even play football as a freshman, Mike.
No, he didn't.
There is a huge crowd from Sacred Heart Griffin. The bleachers are jammed across the way. 2nd and 14. Ball at the 41-yard line. Deuce backfield now in behind Ogden. He's going to run the option. Now he's going to throw. Here comes Mitrione. He gets away. He can run. Ducks inside and gets up to about the line of scrimmage, and that's all. Phil Pearson. He gained a yard, and I mean Pearson put the hit on him, and boy, both bells had to be ringing there. Third down and 11. Ogden ducks under center. Ramsey goes in motion. They run into each other, and down he goes. Ramsey and Ogden run into each other, and the ball back at the 40-yard line, and the Cyclones keep it.
Big old Mike Lyons.
Tell you what, good kid, great family, great contribution, not only on the football field, but Dick Lyons films the games and so on, then puts a highlight film together.
Oh, yeah.
What a great contribution.
He's got more film of us than...
Film down, and I'll tell you what.
Brings it to you?
Well, don't you get it?
No.
Well, I'll make you a copy after we edit your part out. Here's Ogden, high snap, and he gets it. Goes straight up in the air. Now let's see what Swoboda does. Ball bounces, takes a Cyclone bounce, bounces back upfield, and going to be dead at about the 32-yard line. Springfield still leads Lampier in the third quarter, 7-0. First and 10 Cyclones, ball at their own 32-yard line, near hash mark. And they give the ball to the bootleg Ryan. No. It's all the way back. Here come the Cyclones, first and 4. Ball at about the 38-yard line, their own 38. Cyclones lead it. They're going to look. They throw. It's the fade pattern to Bruni. Bruni dropped it. Had it on his hands and dropped it. They threw to the corner. They tried to beat the corner, Mike, and it was a good call. Same formation. Swoboda to one side, Bruni to the other side. High formation in behind it. They're going to get the first down. They give the ball off to Eric Wells, and Eric Wells has the first down out across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Straight dive play, and Pete Smith inside on the right side. High formation in behind, and John Bowen now is the fullback in place of Gripper. Give the ball off to Eric Wells, and Eric Wells still on his feet and carries all the way out to the 48-yard line. Wells got out to the 48-yard line where Matt Perkins makes the tackle. Everybody's going to the boat. Second man through as Wells at the 50, at the 45, down to the 45, across 45 to the 44-yard line. Wells picks up about 7 on the play, and with the wind to their back, Glenwood has run only 3 plays and out in this third quarter. Bowen is fullback, the tailback is Eric Wells. High formation in behind quarterback Ryan. He ducks inside, now picks up into the secondary, picks up 5 yards down inside the 37-yard line. Zach Pavich in on the tackle. Wells has 23 carries, 150 yards unofficially. Second down and about 3. Ball at the 30, let's call it 37-yard line. Cyclone's got to get to about the 34 for a first down. One lone running back, and it's Wells, the quarterback sneak, and almost got to the outside, but it was Ramsey who made the big tackle. First and 10 Cyclones, ball at the Glenwood 34-yard line. 48 seconds remaining in this quarter, third quarter. Cyclones lead at 10-0. Wells is going to run a bootleg right. He looks, he can run all night. He does, into the secondary, to the outside 20, 15, 10, out of bounds at the 8-yard line.
Nice blocking by Bowen. Bowen come up and made a great block on the corner. This is the pin in the balloon right here.
No matter what happens, Cyclones win tonight, and then if they defeat Lincoln at Lincoln next Friday, they are the conference champions, because if Springfield runs the table, it's a head-to-head competition, and the Cyclones defeated the Senators. First and 10, and up the middle, it's Wells, and Wells stumbles. Slipped a little bit when he got just past the line of scrimmage.
Fridays and Sundays, don't miss a minute of action. It's your reservoir for fun, open till 1 a.m. 7 days a week. The reservoir.
Second goal from the 7-yard line. Wells has him down. He's going to throw. Throws it out to Swoboda. Swoboda, one man to beat, and he's still on his feet, and out of bounds. And he didn't get there at the 5-yard line. Pete Smith in, and coming out is Swoboda for the Cyclones. Cyclones will, I'm sure, go for the field goal here if they don't convert. Third and goal. Bowen is the upback. In the tailback is Eric Wells. Ryan Wells, the quarterback. And they're going to run the option. And he needs a block, and he pitches the ball back to Eric Wells. Eric Wells turns the corner down to the 1-yard line. Fourth and goal. Go for it, guys. Mitrione is the upback. Ripper is the upback. Eric Wells is behind him. Fourth down and goal from the 1-yard line. Long count. Give the ball to Wells. He follows Mitrione, and he can run to Springfield. I'm telling you, Mitrione, nobody stopped Mitrione, and Wells was on his bumper, and they could have run to Ash Street.
That's right.
My, oh my, he is a piece of work.
I can't believe you guys even put him on there.
Oh, I tell you, I like the kid. He told me he didn't play as a freshman. Wanted to, but grades didn't allow it. He is a nice young man. Here comes the extra point attempt. Snap, throw, hold. Kick is up, and the kick is good by Wells. Cyclones lead it 17-0 with 11:05 remaining in the game. Here come the Cyclones kicking it off. Ryan Wells will kick it off. Ramsey is back deep for Glenwood. They move left to right, and he booms it through the end zone. I'm telling you, he kicked it out of the end zone and out by the lake somewhere, and they'll bring it out to the 20-yard line.
Yep, they're going to have to go out and get a trencher out there to get that baby out of the lake. He smacked that one. Looks like shades of old Stapleton.
But I tell you what, they've got a lot of people who go to this school who are in the city limits of Springfield. 1st and 10 for Chatham. Ryan Ogden has them down at their own 20-yard line. He's going to throw. He looks. He throws. It's picked off and dropped. And I'm telling you, Schneller had 6. As Schneller had 6 coming up, he stepped in front. The pass was intended for C.J. Logan. Great pressure they put on Ogden, and Schneller's talking to himself. He laid back, saw the pass there, and it's going to be 2nd down. Unreal.
Oh, he's so upset. Bill Bruni come up and said something to him, and he smacked him in the helmet. Oh, Todd was all fired up.
They told me that he is Brian Giacomini's cousin. Is that right?
Yeah.
Didn't know that. And because
it's tough to tell.
Yeah. Jimmy McMahon was saying they're just alike on the football field.
Oh, just crazy.
They have 2nd and 10 at their own 20. He's going to roll. He looks. He throws out in the flat. It's caught out here. Caught by Metz, and Metz runs out of bounds, and it's going to be across the 30. It's going to be a 1st down for Glenwood.
That's one thing the Cyclones have done a great job of this year is ball control. They are a super ball control team, and that makes their defense so much better.
That is Glenwood's 3rd 1st down of the football game. 1st and 10, Glenwood from their own 31-yard line. Ogden's going to pull up and throw. He looks. He's in trouble. He can run. He's got an open field at the 35. He's out to the 40, down to the 43-yard line. Bruni makes the stop. Then everybody else in tight. Boyle's in tight on the right side. Deuce running back, and they'll run the option. Now he's going to throw. He looks. He throws. It is caught, and they're going to say no, incomplete.
I should have said no Dean would ever be Grand Marshal.
That's right. 2nd down, 10. Screen is set up. They throw it out here, and they throw it to Kirsch. Kirsch is into the secondary, across the 50, all the way down to the 42-yard line. 2 wide outs to the left side. Ogden has 1 lone running back. That's Kirsch in behind him. Pitches the ball back to Kirsch. Here comes the halfback pass. Throws it over the middle. Caught and tackled, but it's down inside the 30-yard line. Bowen on the tackle. One of the Glenwood players slow in getting up. The man who made the grab goes into the right side. And the quarterback is Ryan Ogden, casting Kirsch in behind him. Winged right, and he's going to throw. He looks, he throws. It is caught, and Logan has it down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. Pick up of about 7 on the play. Schneller and Lyons there. Again, 1 lone running back, 2 wide outs. He's going to throw. He looks, he throws. It's batted and incomplete. Batted, it might have been Mitrione.
Pete Smith
batted it. Number 90. Smith got his hand up the defensive end. It'll be a 3rd down and 4. He has 2. Ramsey is slotted. Here comes the throw. They look. They throw. Bombs away. Forget about it. Threw it out of the end zone. It'll be 4th down.
And Pete Smith
put the hit on Ogden. Yep, Pete Smith is right. Nick Vespa said defensive player of the game, and now you got to believe it. Again, Logan comes to this side. The far side is Luttrell. They go off inside. The ball carrier is Kirsch, and he gains a yard or 2, and that is all.
The Cyclones just do such a great job against the run.
4 minutes remaining. Springfield 7, Lanphier 6. Lanphier went for 2, and it failed. And Lanphier has the ball on the 33. 8:10 remaining in the football game. Ogden's going to throw over the middle, wide open, touchdown, Boyle.
Kenny Boyle.
Ogden will hold it. Frankie will kick. Kick is up. Kick is good. Now the Cyclones shift accordingly. They're going to send 9 guys after the ball. Short man kicks it, and it didn't go. Don't worry about it. Cyclones don't touch it. Didn't go 10 yards. Cyclones have it at the 43. Here they come out of the huddle. Cyclones gripper the up back. Eric Wells is the tailback behind the quarterback, Ryan Wells. Bruni comes to this side. Up the middle is Eric Wells. He's at he turns and stays in bounds at about the 35-yard line.
It's Figuera's crew, isn't it?
Yep, Figuera and, as I said, Pankey and McAvoy and so on. 2nd down, 3 Cyclones. Gripper in the eye, and he has the football into the secondary. Gripper right up the middle at the 20, all the way down to the 15-yard line.
Great call.
Ron Streck makes the touchdown save and tackle. 1st and 10 Cyclones. They have it at the 16-yard line. They lead it 17-7. Glenwood just put an 80-yard drive together to score early in this 4th quarter. Second man through, it's Wells. Wells at the 15. He dances at the 10. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Wells. I tell you what, Eric Wells picked up a 16-yard touchdown. He juked inside, outside, and inside, and scores from 16 yards out to make it 23-7 Cyclones.
Boy, he looks good tonight.
Yep. 28 carries for Eric Wells, unofficially 175 yards. That play, the Cyclones, 43-yard touchdown drive. We'll give you the number of plays here in a minute. Snap is low, kick is up, kick is going to be good, but there's a flag on the play. Here comes the snap. Good. Scrow gets it down. Kick. I don't think it's going to get there. No good. Off to the right. No, you do. Don't be. There's another kick by Wells. Deep. It's going to be taken by Ramsey, though, and he sticks at the 1. He's at the 5. Comes right up the middle of the 10. Angles to the outside at the 15. Still on his feet and caught from behind out at the 23-yard line by J.C. Clark. Bill Pearson had him back at about the 15, but he spun away from him out of a gaggle of Cyclones. First and 10, Ogden has him down, moving left to right. 23-yard line, pitches the ball back. Here comes the reverse to Ramsey, back to Ogden. It's a give and go. They throw underneath, and it's incomplete to Kirsch. That was a razzle-dazzle. 6:27 remaining in the football game. Ogden has him down, has Kirsch and Ramsey in behind him. Cyclone 4-down linemen, draw play. They come up the middle, and the outside is Ramsey. Ramsey runs over people, gets away from Bowen, still on his feet, out across the 40-yard line. First and 10, and here comes the rush. Not much. He can roll. He's in trouble. Gets away from Kapranica. Turns the corner. Ogden does, and buries his head and carries out across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
He's got to run out of bounds.
Bill Pearson is there. One wide out to this side. You know who that is? Logan. He's going to throw. Throws it out there and throws it out and runs right and gives the ball to Boyle, and Boyle nowhere to go. And maybe he got to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third down. Clock moving with 5 minutes exactly remaining in the football game. 23-7 score, third down and about 4. Ogden has him down. Deuce running back in behind him. Ogden's going to throw, looks, throws over the middle. Caught by Logan down at the 40-yard line. Still on his feet, and down he goes. First and 10, Glenwood at the 40-yard line. Ogden's going to throw again. Looks, throws, into the secondary is Kirsch, and he's run out of bounds at the 23-yard line. What in the world? 4:12 remaining, and Ogden's going to throw. He looks, he throws over the middle. It is caught, and inside is Ryan Green. He gets down inside the 9-yard line. Ogden has him down, ducks under center. Long count, going to run the option. Now he's going to throw. It's caught. Touchdown, Mets. Or no, excuse me, Logan. C.J. Logan. The thing I didn't think that Glenwood could do. They're going to go for 2, Mike.
What's he doing?
56 yards, 7 plays. 23-13, Ogden's going to run. He throws, incomplete. Logan. Short kick, kicks it right to the Cyclones. They fall on it, trying to get to the outside. His flip. Oh, he may go. 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15. Stepped out of bounds at the 16-yard line. First and 10 for the Cyclones from the 15-yard line. There at Glenwood's 15. Second man through Wells. Wells looks. He gets down to the 10, down to the 9-yard line. Gripper and Mitch Rione are the up back, and the tailback is Eric Wells. Ryan Wells, the quarterback, has him down. Second down, they go off inside to Eric Wells. He's at the 10, he's at the 5, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Eric Wells. From the 10-yard line, Cyclones on 2 plays.
And that's his father. So
snap, placement, kick by Ryan Wells is up, and it is good. Cyclones lead at 30-13 with 2:54 remaining in the football game. Eric Wells unofficially 30 carries for 192 yards. Yeah. I said, Rube, you really know a lot of people up here, buddy. Your name opens doors. End-over-end kick going to be taken on the far side. And it goes down to the 1-yard line. Angles out to the near side, needs a block, cuts inside, and gets out to about the 15-yard line. And the teams have scored 36 points here in this half. Ogden throws. It's caught out there by Ramsey. Ramsey's out across the 30 and out across the 25. First down. First and 10, Glenwood at the 27-yard line. Ogden has him down. He's going to throw again. He throws over the middle, and it is dropped. Quarterback has him down, and Ogden's going to throw. He looks, he airs it up, and it is intercepted and caught. A deflection off of Bowen right through his hands and then picked out of the air by the Glenwood receiver. Cyclones lead it. They are going to go 5-1 overall and 5-0 in the conference. And everybody in the conference now after tonight will have 2 losses. And And Ogden is going to run the option, throws and hit and down. Still on his feet. He got away. And now finally he goes down at the 43-yard line. Cyclones had many, many shots at him. Couldn't get him down. Finally, Kinsler gets him down. One of the Cyclones tackles him, and Ogden's slow in getting up. And the Cyclones are going to help him up. Jim Rupert said, I'll ask him, he said, Riggleman is one of the 3 best managers the Cubs have had. One is DeRocher. I think he said Torborg's the other one. And now Riggleman. Here goes Ogden. He throws over the top. It is incomplete. Intended for Logan. Down. Kidney great. Guy's incredible. Here they come. Ogden's going to throw. The rush is on. Got plenty of time. Throws it. Kirsch has it. First down. Carries down to the 44-yard line. And Ogden's going to throw. Here comes the rush. Throws it over the top. Ooh, down. And the pass was intended for O'Connor, and he was hit. And I mean, he was hit in the secondary by number 27, Ryan Gobble.
That's a D1 play right there. He just come up, guy in the air, pop him, let him know he's there, and he did a nice job. That's a D1 play.
One of the Lanphier coaches will be our guest on Sports Talk tomorrow morning, either Jim Cozzolino or John Oakes. Also, Wayne Strader will join us. Remember, we're at the Knights of Columbus Hall over at Lawrence. Down 5, Glenwood, ball at the 38-yard line. His 5-yard penalty gets the Cyclones. Here comes Ogden, throws over the middle. It's incomplete. Flag on the play. There's all type of Cyclones all over Preston Kirsch. Yes, let's make sure it's him even on there. And Ogden's going to throw. Look, throws. He's caught on the blitz, the linebacker blitz, and he's back at the 25-yard line. Cyclones on the blitz, and the man making the tackle is Brad Sturmell. 3rd down and 12, 40 seconds remaining. And Ogden's going to throw. He looks, he throws. It is incomplete. They have the ball at the Cyclone 25-yard line. Got to get down to about the 13 for a first down. Here comes the rush. Ogden throws. It is incomplete, short, and that'll do it as Glenwood runs out of downs. Pass rush that time by Cyclones. Nice pass rush.
Yep, bring Derek Leonard in to mop up.
And I'm not sure that, yep, it is. Yep. Derek Leonard, the quarterback. Leonard will have him down. They're only going to take a snap and probably go down to one knee. Cyclones will long count. Leonard goes down and comes back up in 30 seconds, and Glenwood may opt not to stop the clock. That's the end of the ball game with the score, 30-13. Cyclones win it. Be back with the post game. Stay around.
It's the time to drive to sporting events.
We've got to get better. And we looked good for a while. Second half, we got to work on our pass defense. We got too much yardage, but hey, we'll work on that next week. I was proud of you. You guys did a good job. Every time they scored, you came back and did what we had to do.
Way to go, boys!
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, guys.
Nice job.
He's all right.
He's
Hey, they're all right, fellas.
Power Rangers. Yeah.
Power Rangers. I'm the white.
Go ahead. Come here. Get in here.
I'm red. Our Lady Queen of Victory. Progress. Yeah! Team it up. Help, boys, help. Yeah. Take it. Cover chance on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cover chance. Hurry up, offensive line.
Well, get out of here. Yes, Coach. Thank you, Coach. I'll take my yelling tomorrow. They just took him in for preliminary, you know, because he got hit in the head and he's got a slight concussion, and but he was laughing and joking.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he's fine.
Good. Okay, Coach, congratulations on a victory. I know it was a big victory coupled with the Springfield loss to Lanphier. Everybody now has 2 losses in the conference. We have 2 conference games to go. You can, in fact, ensure yourself a conference championship by a victory next week at Lincoln.
That's right. We're conference champions, and we're not going to be happy with tying with anybody at this point, that's for sure. So we got a job to do next week. We're the champs next week if we win, and that's all that matters. And I'm super proud of this group. Chatham played a really good game. We knew Odom was a ton, and he threw the ball well in the second half, and they dinked us to death, and they did a great job.
Yeah, they certainly did, but by the same token, your offense came alive in the second half, and I would never believe you scored 7 points the first half and put 23 on the board the second half and end up winning at 30-13.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a low-scoring game, and but I tell you what, our kids really came to play in the second half, and all year they've done that, and I can't say enough about them. We do whatever we got to do to win, it seems like, if we have to score 30 or 13 or whatever. But offense played real well, and really we didn't open up much in the second half in the fourth quarter because we had that lead and we were protecting it. But I thought our kids played really well.
Eric Wells, a big night carrying the football, going to be very near 200 yards rushing the football.
That's great. He's and that line did a great job of blocking, and Ryan Wells did a good job of some boots and keeping the people honest. And I don't know what they had yardage for the first 3 quarters, but man, they didn't have hardly any first downs or anything.
3 first downs, I think, going into the fourth quarter.
We started playing a little soft, and they did a nice job of picking us underneath a little bit, and the other team does a good job. They got a good quarterback. He picked his receivers, and